Hello everybody. We're going to go back to a plant that I bought a year ago. No, probably almost 2 years ago. I'll have to check my notes. It is the Psychopsis. It's a really cool plant. It's a sequential bloomer. So that means that when the spike goes up, it'll continue to put out a flower on that spike. None of mine have spiked for me. So these two I bought, they were together when I bought them. These were seedlings that I've been growing out. And this one's looking pretty good. Look at that. It's pretty nice. This one is actually looking pretty good too, and we have a new growth right here. But it's running out of room in this teeny tiny pot, so it's time to repot this little guy. And this one I feel like should be repotted as well because, well, it's getting a little small for this pot too. Now, those are seedlings. Start off fresh babies. This I bought as a division. And it's pretty frustrating because I will have new growth and the new growth just rots. And right now I have another new growth right here. And hopefully it doesn't rot. It's like, for some reason, this division off of whatever plant it came from, is just a bit more sensitive, I guess. I don't know. So we're going to repot these guys and see what the roots look like. There are a few different pot options, but we're going to keep it semi-hydro because these plants tend to like it that way. So here we go. Let's do this weird division first. And it's this kind, which have these beautiful markings on leaves. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. When you're repotting with leca, you just want to be gentle. You don't want to, like, really see all that gross, funky algae, and it smells. So I have stinky algae on here. Not much I can do about that except for just try to rinse it off. And see the balls get stuck to the roots. So you don't want to pull them. You just kind of, and this is about, I don't know, 2 years growing in this stuff. I'm going to rinse this plant. It's pretty dusty. Okay. Rinsed off. See, look, it's got this weird rot thing going on right here. I just don't think this is a healthy division, but yet it's been trying. It really does try. So what are we going to put it in? I don't really want to waste a good pot for a plant that's struggling. Actually, I could try it like this. Just do like a bare root thing. I might do that just for now, until I figure out a better situation. I could even put some, there we go. No drainage holes, just a few leca beads. That's what we're going to do for now. That's what we're going to do. A little water in it, call it a day. Done. Now let's look at the seedling babies. I'm curious to see what this guy's looking like with its little growth here. I haven't repotted this one in a long time. It's super dry. I let these guys dry out. Yes, there we go. Really hardly any room for this little guy to grow, but I was letting him dry. Oh, and he's grown in that. Interesting. Let's see how it transfers over to the semi-hydro life. Should probably wet it because when the roots are really brittle, they break easier. So really, one of the reasons this guy might be so small is because, well, it was stunted in a tiny pot. The other reason was it was growing in clay, and I have this tendency to way underwater my orchids, so this little guy would dry out a lot. And I found that for proper plant growth, especially in orchids, and even succulents, they need water. So we're going to move this guy. Looking good. Look at those beautiful fruits. We're going to move this guy into semi-hydro. Into a small, there we go. Nice. Nice little plant. Nice little new growth. We have new roots right here. So, good candidate for switching over right now. I'm thinking we'll try, I have either this glass one or this little pot. I'm thinking I want to give it more room. These are the pots my cactus came in. Always save your pots. This is definitely big enough, this pot. But do I want to put it in there? Or do I want to put it in here? If I put it in glass, I can see better. Let's just put it in here. So, you know, they're really... Where's that new growth? Okay, so new growth is over on this, over on this side. So I'm going to try to make sure that I keep the side that's showing new growth with more area to grow. Okay, you know, just kind of setting it in there. And there. Now we can just plop her down in there. Add a bit of water. I really love this mug. It's adorable. And so I have water down inside there. And then I place this in here. And now it's sitting in a reservoir. Unfortunately, when you use cute mugs, you can't really see how high the reservoir is. So you just kind of have to guess. So that's done. See how that little seedling grows? And then my other seedling, the bigger, stronger of the seedlings, this beauty here, which we have a hitchhiker plant growing in it. And yeah, let's see what pot we're going to pick for this one. I feel like this one's my most promising of the three. And by that I mean most likely to bloom. Oh yes, there we are. And we have the hitchhiker plant all intertwined. So we're going to take you out, buddy. Sheesh. Kind of cool little plant. I might repot it somewhere. Yeah, let's put that little guy somewhere. Put you right there. Alright. So I'm really not going to mess with it much. I don't want to upset it. But I do... Let's see, do we have new growth on this? Oh, I thought there was new growth on it. No, but we do have new roots coming off of this newest growth, biggest growth. I'm thinking this pot. I'm thinking it'll give it more space to grow out. Yeah, I like that. Where can I put it in? Oh, I can put it in there. Okay. So, I'm going to put some cleaned, dried leca beads. Cleaned them as well as I could. Try to use as fresh as possible. But I do have some algae stained leca beads. I mean, that's just, I'd have to bleach them. And I don't want to bleach them, so, or scrub clay. I put too much in. There we go. Let's try to position it in the pot so that the new growth has room. Old growth doesn't have to worry about growing. Doesn't really make sense, does it? Okay, that was good. Totally. Now I'll fill it up. And I don't know, like I said, this was definitely a tiny, really small seedling when I first got it. So, I gotta check my notes, see how long I've had it for. But I feel like maybe another year and I could get a bloom on it. to do a little pinch to get the beads all mixed up in the roots there. And ta-da. There we go. More room for growth. That should make for a happy plant, I hope. Now we can either set it in this clear pot. Yeah, I might just set it in this. And that way I can see how much water I have in this one's reservoir. So, okay. There we go. Yeah, put the tags back in, even though none of my other orchids look anything like these guys. They're pretty easy to identify, but, you know, tags are good. As for this one, you know, this was a division. It's not even a seedling, so technically this thing should be doing better, but whatever. So I'm growing these guys under LED lights. I grow them with my frags. No, and my PAFs. Yeah, they go with the frags and the PAFs. And I treat them like that too, so they don't go outside in the summer. And they've been growing pretty well. I mean, they were little seedlings. They were, I think when I got these two, they're in the same small pot, okay, that big pot, and the biggest leaf was probably that big. And now, look at that beauty. That leaf is about that big. So, they're growing well, except for this one. And when I got this one, it was a one-leaf division. And it had one big leaf, about this big. And that was about all I had. So, I mean, it's been growing, but just not the way I want it to grow. And it does have a tendency to rot. And I mean just rot, like, got gross and funky. But we have new growth here, and just gotta keep an eye on that one. So, those are my Psychopsis. I know I haven't shown much about them. They've just been sitting and growing, and I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting for them to grow. But I think this one's looking pretty good. So, fingers crossed. Maybe. This one's looking pretty good too for how small of a pot it was living in. I don't know. Alright. Well, that was a long video. Gonna have to edit that down.